Nobody was gonna tell me. No, nobody was gonna tell me. I was just gonna sit here and talk to myself and look like an idiot on stream. There's a bunch of weathering here that basically looks identical to it. There's weathering on this side. Even the little notches that they came up and made a little grayer. The red is indicative to what would have been what they stole, but instead they decided to make it orange and make it follow this the spherical shape. Bungie is like out of their fucking mind. Like, you stole so much from this girl. And they're not even hiding it at this point. Like, she has like the Matrix looking thing here. Like, you can see their iconography and it looks very similar to like what she's doing here, but they've kind of blended it to make it look a little different, but it's no different. And you know it's bad when you have all these sources. Lord. To me, still, that gun is really bad. Like, don't get me wrong, that is really, really, really bad. But this section here, this smoking gun, is like ridiculous because you can clearly see that they just flipped a bunch of these icons, but they're in the same order, same everything. And I didn't even notice this part here, right? So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Right here. Right? So you have the numbers. Is it the same numbers? Yeah, no, it's different numbers. But even here, like, you can clearly see that it's a 3-digit pattern. And even with those 3 digits, like, we still have a 3-digit pattern. Like, they're not even trying. Like, look at that. That's 28, and they just inverted it. Which, this is where your 28 is. So, yeah, no, that part right there. I didn't even notice that. The only thing that's missing is just the text in the middle. But then you even have the bars. And it looks like it's, yeah, with the arrow and everything. Good Lord. I'm really, really, really surprised that they didn't have this. This section right here with the link and everything at this point. Like, Lord. Like, you know what that has to be? Like, Bungie, I was never a fan of like Halo on the Xbox. Like, the first Halo that I ever played was Halo 3, and that was with my friends with local multiplayer. When we used to go and hang out at the pizza spot. But like, Sony has to be regretting buying Bungie. And I think Microsoft is reveling in the fact that they probably don't have Bungie anymore. Because, like, you can't tell me that you are the pinnacle of game developers. The pinnacle. And this is what you come up with? Just like blatantly stealing? Like, you're not even hiding it. Because, like, it's still all the same stuff. Yeah, look. Dark. Space. Like they're not trying to hide it. Look at that. Dark space with the, the little lines on the side. Like, Lord, I would have never guessed in my life that you would see a reputable game development studio as Bungie stealing stuff. And I know I'm not naive. There's plenty of game developers, there's plenty of artists, there's plenty of people who steal content. I'm no fool. I'm not crazy. Right? Even though my friends may say I'm crazy, but for you to go out of your way to steal something and plagiarize, Like let's leave all this on the table right now, right? For you as a studio, a game developer, an artist, or somebody that you consider as like an artist, right? And you go out of your way to steal content, it should be treated the same way we treated in college or high school or anything like that. You should be blackballed from the industry that you are in for stealing, right? And I'm not saying like stealing in a way of like you have a good idea and I think that it may work better in this sort of situation kind of thing. I'm talking about like just straight up like this. Like straight up just like this, right? Let's go back to it. And I'm going to do the gun because the gun is the perfect illustration of what I'm talking about, right? Right. We're talking about like this. Straight up stealing like this. Right? Where they don't even hide it, right? We're not hiding this here. Like we're pretty much taking this and classifying it as ours. And then you come around and tell us that, you know what? We're the ones that made the game. We make everything better. No one else deserves any rights, credits, anything like this. And then every time you turn around, because these studios have so much to do and not enough time crunching. And I get it, you know, I do it to myself sometimes. Even at work, I have deadlines and I have to try to hit them as fast as I can without delay. I get it. But when you do stupid stuff like this, you make everyone in the industry look terrible. And I'm not talking about just like AAA studios or anything else like that. Even indie developers, even people like myself, where you're making stuff and you always have to worry if who may perceive it as if you ripped an idea or you stole something, or even if you make a piece of art and it's very similar or close enough because you inspired to be like that person. It's a really slippery slope. And for Bungie to have the nerve, and I say it, the nerve and the goal, for them to come up with something like this and steal it, and then say that, you know what, that we're perfectly fine allowing you guys to do that, is absolutely fucking wrong. Bungie should be in a lot of fucking trouble for this because it's very unacceptable. Like, absolutely unacceptable for a AAA studio that is under the umbrella of Sony to come up with something like this where it's blatant theft, and then they want to come up and charge you $80 after stealing something. This is the same criticism that I gave to Grove Street, where they decided to use AI to upscale or make their artwork better when they made the Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive trilogy. They should be fucking ashamed of themselves. Like, this is stolen stuff. I don't care what anybody else says. When you use AI generated artwork and you're basically stealing, because all it is just aggregating everything that it sees across the net and mashing it up to make something more feasible. And I get it. Everybody uses it. It's funny. You know, some of the AI stuff is pretty hilarious, but I'm talking about, you know, the stuff you see like on TikTok, like the dancing babies, or when they morph people into baby faces and have the videos talking. Those are funny. I really enjoy those videos. But stuff like this, where you're using this for commercial benefits and you're stealing artwork for a commercial game. Like, I keep looking at it because like how jarring this is. Bungie deserves all rights to be buried as a studio. If Sony wanted to dismantle it and get rid of all the remnants of it and just give all the assets to another studio, I couldn't be mad. I can't be mad at that because this is like nuts. Like, look at the nuts. It's literally the same thing. The same thing. Down to the weathering is about the same. Lord. Like, they have no fucking sense. Like, absolutely no sense. And then they proud around being all high and mighty, and you just steal. Like, I still, till this day, I still can't believe that they're allowing this to fly. And I know that they were trying to get away with it and have nobody realize it. And I know Sony has to be taking like some sort of notes that they're stealing. Like, I don't understand it. I truly don't get it. Man, that is nuts. If I didn't see it firsthand, I wouldn't have believed that was a thing. Absolutely. That was a thing.